And we are back. You guys are listening to Between the Lines on Hawk Radio, the official radio station of Hillsborough College. Now, Graydon left me again last week. I don't know what's up with this man. He keeps ditching me.
School's been tough, man.
I call that an excuse and a cop-out.
That's fair. That's fair.
Either way, he's back this week, and we got a great show coming up for you guys. Tonight is the first round of the NFL draft, so we're going to talk a little bit of Fernando Mendoza, and could he possibly be the Raiders' savior? Wembanyama entered concussion protocol. What does that mean for the Spurs going forward in the playoffs? The Otani rule got drug up this week by the Cubs manager. We're going to talk a little bit about that. And then we're going to have a little trivia for my man Gray over here. See how well he knows his sports knowledge. Maybe a little football, basketball, maybe even a little soccer. But you got to find out. So stay here. We'll be right back after this break. And we are back. You guys are listening to Between the Lines on Hawk Radio, the official radio station of Hillsborough College. Now, the first round in the NFL draft is tonight. And with that being said, everyone's speculating the first round pick by the Raiders is going to be Fernando Mendoza. Now, do you think Fernando Mendoza is going to ultimately be the savior for the Raiders going forward?
Mendoza's butt, dude.
Wow. You're saying that about the Heisman winner.
He's butt. Wow. I've honestly thought that since he's played at Indiana. I mean, he had a good system there. Their head coach, forgetting the name because I'm out of football mentality, basketball mentality, but Yeah, I think he was a system player. Like, he's like a Brock Purdy, but worse.
Oh, jeez.
Like if he has all the pieces, like Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
You got, two good receivers, Ricky Pearsall, George Kittle.
Yeah.
You have a bunch of players that can ultimately make plays for you, and you just have to sit in the pocket and pass. I mean, I think he could be good like that.
Well, it's funny that you call him a system player, right? So a little bit of context on his college career. Because he transferred, obviously, from California to Indiana. In 2022, he redshirted. In 23, he played in 9 games with his final 8 starts. He started the final 8 games. He had 1,708 yards, 14 touchdowns to 10 interceptions with 2 rushing touchdowns. In 2024, he was ranked 10th in the FBS with a completion rate of 68.7%, and then he had about 3,400 yards, 16 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and he started in 11 games that season. And then obviously in 25, he won the Heisman, won the Associated Player of the Year, Walter Camp Award. He cleaned up the awards. And then he won, obviously, the national championship game with Indiana. He set the single-season touchdown record with 41 single-season touchdowns to 6 interceptions. He had 7 rushing touchdowns that year. And he led the Big Ten not the Big Ten. He led the FBS in passing touchdowns. He had an amazing year, his final year there at college. So you don't think that he's going to ultimately take the Raiders to another level? Not necessarily saying he's going to save the Raiders first year, but you don't think he can he can make the Raiders better than they were in previous years?
Oh, I mean, all right. Well, taking that into context, I don't think anyone can be worse than Geno Smith last season. So
he was pretty bad.
So I don't think Fernando Mendoza has a real high bar.
Okay.
I guess, to live up to. Like, It wasn't like you're playing, Patrick Mahomes just retired and you're taking over his spot, right?
Oh, okay.
But he's also, I think the expectations for him is so high, it's almost like who's the Jets quarterback? Zach Wilson? Like that type of...
No, Justin Fields.
No, Zach
right?
Wilson when he was drafted
in
2021, I think, 2020.
Yeah.
Like, Zach Wilson had these extremely high expectations.
Yeah.
And then he was getting slandered on week 3.
Yep.
Like, you have to let quarterbacks develop, or else they're not gonna, they're not gonna be. Look at Sam Darnold now. He just won a Super Bowl, and he started out at the Jets and was
couple years
terrible. I mean, the Raiders aren't really built to be a winning franchise now.
But they they got a lot of people in the in free agency this year to help improve, obviously, the team. And so I think adding Fernando Mendoza, I think, will definitely help take them to another step, another level. And they have, obviously, Brady there, too, to help mentor and coach him if need be, if they want him even to fill in that role for him. But I do think he'll be that player that can help the Raiders reach another level that they haven't since a prime Derek Carr before he tore his ACL or Achilles that one season.
Yeah, but I mean, again, you look at J.J. McCarthy, who won the national championship, and he hasn't been playing good on the Vikings. I don't think that Mendoza is a better player than J.J. McCarthy by any means.
I think he's a little bit of a better player just because I think his decision-making is better than J.J. McCarthy's, in my opinion.
I think that you're seeing a lot of recency bias right now. Like, I think you're
Probably.
seeing Mendoza make passes that any quarterback could make. And in that system at Indiana was just so good.
I mean, I can understand why you say that because obviously you've seen what J.J. McCarthy's done in the NFL.
Yeah.
And then you see and then I saw what Fernando Mendoza did, obviously his last year in college. So I can see why you can say there's some recency bias there because you haven't seen yet what he's been able to do at the next level. And obviously you can never tell what someone's going to do at the next level until they get there.
Have you ever watched that movie where it's like it's the GM and this quarterback's like definitely going to be the first round pick, and then they pass him up, and he like falls towards the end of the first round?
I have no idea what movie you're talking about.
Basically there was this quarterback, and what the GM saw on tape was that he never got pressured, but when he did, his game fell apart. Okay. Mendoza never got pressured, like ever.
Well, he got pressured in that Miami game in the national championship.
In the Miami game, but I don't think Miami was what, a 10 seed? They were like an 8
10,
or
9
10.
seed,
I think they
something
were
like
9
that.
or 10.
Yeah.
And I don't think Miami really was living up to expectations because everyone thought they were going to blow out the ACC, and they didn't. They lost to SMU.
Yeah.
So I think that the NFL is the best of the best, right?
Yeah.
You have the best players on defense. You have the best pass rushers. And now, let's just say Max Crosby. You're playing against Max Crosby. Obviously, they're going to be on the same team because of what happened.
Yeah.
But if you have a guy like Max Crosby coming at you, I don't think your decision-making is going to be as clear and sound as it was at Indiana for Mendoza. And I think that has cause to concern for me, like a lot.
I think he'll get to the league and he'll be in the same situation, I think, as a Caleb Williams, as a Brock Purdy, or any of the other. He'll be in the same position as any of these other guys taking our number one, right? Obviously, they go to teams that aren't set up to succeed at first.
Yeah,
and it's going to take 2-3 years before they can finally figure out the system, figure out coaching, and to see what he can really potentially do. I think it's going to take him about the same amount of time. Because you can see they obviously got Clint Kubiak from Seattle, so they got an offensive coordinator there. They went out and got a lineman and some defensive pieces. I think they take Fernando, number one, but then they also, I think they go and draft some receivers. This first year, I think, is going to be more so, okay, what does your potential look like? And that's what's going to draw free agents there to want to play with Mendoza and play for the Raiders.
I don't think anyone wants to play for the Raiders or Mendoza. That franchise is horrible. I mean, even you look at Caleb Williams, he made a huge leap from year 1 to year 2.
Well, look who they had as their coach their second year.
Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
Ben Johnson. Best offensive coordinator I've ever seen who was on the Lions and then became the head coach of the Bears.
Yeah.
You have an offensive-minded, like, you're going to need that type of offensive mind to play with someone like Fernando Mendoza, and I don't know if Clint Kubiak's that guy. I just don't. I have very strong opinions about Mendoza. I thought he was a fraud since I saw him beat
So with that
Ohio
being said,
State.
who do you think is his best NFL comparison? I know you said Brock Purdy, but do you think he compares to anyone else in the league right now? Yeah. Whose game you think he matches the most?
I think honestly it's gonna be like Zach Wilson. I think that's a great comparison for me.
I don't think he's like Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson was a mobile quarterback. He could get touchdowns running.
I think he's going to be more of like a Tua. I think more so a Tua.
I think that's worse.
Well, I say that because, again, like you said, if he has the pieces around him, he can succeed. Whereas Zach Wilson never really had pieces around him to succeed because he was with the Jets.
They had decent receivers, man.
But Zach Wilson's like the bottom of the barrel.
Elijah Moore was supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah, but that's also Zach Wilson at the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
I think a better comparison is like a Brock Purdy or a Tua, where when you have the right pieces, he can make it work and he can get you a playoff run. But without the pieces, I don't think it's going to be as bad as a Zach Wilson.
I would argue that Tua had the pieces, though.
Oh, Tua most definitely had the pieces, and look what he got.
That's what I mean.
They obviously went to the playoffs. I think that is where Fernando's ceiling is going to be at for the first 2-3 seasons.
Like what's the quarterback on the Dolphins now? The guy that used to play at Texas.
Quinn Ewers.
Yes, Quinn Ewers. I think he's going to be better than Mendoza.
Really?
I would argue that he's going to be better than Mendoza, and I didn't think very highly of him in college. Whereas everyone thinks highly of Mendoza in college. I don't think that college game always
because it's so much different than the NFL game. The rules are different, obviously, with targeting rules, with feet inbound rules. There's so many different rules in college to NFL that you have to adjust for. The game's a lot faster. The game's a lot more complicated, whereas college is more so, it's more simplified. It's more dumbed down.
Yeah.
So
if I'm the Raiders, I'm trading that pick.
You're trading the number one pick?
100%, and you're just going to rebuild from the ground up.
Oof.
And you're going to take someone that's been in the league for 2 to 3 years. Like
who do you take?
Tanner McKee from the Eagles.
Who the heck is Tanner McKee?
He's goated, dude. Look up some highlight reels of Tanner McKee when he plays.
What is he, a quarterback?
Yeah.
Bruh.
I'm telling you, Mendoza, I would let fall. I don't think he has as much potential as everyone. The hype around him is way too high.
The hype around him is way too high. All right. Well, I guess we'll find out tonight with the NFL draft and with the number one pick. He's getting drafted.
100%.
But I guess we'll find out tonight whether or not they pull a switcheroo on everybody and just do something,
the Raiders
something
are too
crazy.
Poverty franchise to do that. they're too bad.
Hey, you say that, but watch, they're gonna pull a switcheroo on you at like the last second, which would be hilarious.
I would.
But all right, that's gonna be it. We're gonna find out at the draft tonight. But coming up, we got Wembanyama has entered concussion protocol. We're going to go visit him, see if he still can see double vision or if he can see straight now. But make sure you guys stay right here. We'll be right back after the break. And we are back. You guys are listening to Between the Lines on Hawk Radio, the official radio station of Hillsborough College. Now, we just got done talking about the NFL draft. Now, we're going to go ahead and switch to basketball. Wembanyama of the San Antonio Spurs has officially entered concussion protocol as of the other night. He was placed in concussion protocol after tumbling face first to the court in the second quarter of Tuesday's night playoff loss to Portland. What do you think that means for the San Antonio Spurs going forward in this series?
It means if Wembanyama doesn't come back, that they could very well lose this series.
Really?
I think that concussion protocol usually lasts 2 weeks at minimum.
So the
if he gets a concussion,
yeah,
as it's determined.
Yeah. So the league's concussion protocol consists of a player must have at least 48 hours of inactivity and recovery, and then hit several benchmarks without symptoms before being cleared to play. And a player must also undergo neurological testing and receive final clearance from team doctors. That's what the NBA's concussion protocol is. So obviously, throughout the season, without Wembanyama, the Spurs went 12-6 during the regular season. But throughout the season, he was also named unanimous Defensive Player of the Year, and he averaged 25 points, 11.5 rebounds, and a league best 3.1 blocks this season.
Yeah. So I was just about to bring that up too. He's a 25 points per game scorer.
Yeah.
And you lose that piece. You don't really have a great backup center. I think it's Luke Cornett is your backup.
He was in that game after he went out.
And Chris Bryant.
I don't know who that is.
No, it's Carter Bryant. Sorry, my fault. But yeah, so you have Luke Cornett, who's not a terrible piece, but
he's
it's
not
a
Wembanyama.
Wembanyama. There's no one like Wembanyama. I honestly think very highly of this Trailblazers team.
Okay.
They've won really good games, and they've lost really bad games.
Okay.
Like they've lost the Jazz with no players.
But every
they've also
team
beat the
is...
Thunder and the Spurs in the regular season with Wembanyama.
Yeah.
So looking at them just pulling out Game 2 in San Antonio, you're now going back to Portland for 2 games, and there might not be a Wembanyama. If they take one of these games at least,
yeah, the Spurs took Game 2.
Yeah, Spurs need to take one of these games if they want a chance in the series.
Oh, yeah. Because in Game 1, he had 35 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 blocks.
That's what I mean. Yeah, so, and I don't even think they beat him. They beat him by 13, which is a lot. But in context, Wembanyama made up for over a third of the points.
Yeah.
So what do you do? Like, what do you do? What do you do if you're San Antonio? Because you have a bunch of good pieces. You have Stephon Castle. Mm-hmm. You have De'Aaron Fox. You have Keldon Johnson.
De'Aaron Fox is on the Spurs now?
Yeah, he got traded.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So he's a good piece, too.
Yeah.
But then you have Devin Vassell, who's a shooter. He's not an amazing scorer, but he can put the ball in the basket.
Okay.
You have Keldon Johnson, who was Sixth Man of the Year. Huge. They say that he's the piece that puts that team together. Okay. But now you have no Wembanyama. And now, if I'm the Trailblazers, I'm looking at, okay, you shut down De'Aaron Fox and Stephon Castle and hold them to fit under 15 points. Mm-hmm. Scoot Henderson, who really has been injured and people said that he was overrated and stuff, he just put up 31.
Okay.
And that's not even their best player on the Trailblazers.
Okay, so if Wembanyama is not able to come back this series, what are the chances you give the Spurs of taking the series? Do you think it goes to 7?
If Wembanyama doesn't come back,
yeah,
I think the Trailblazers take it 4-2.
Really?
Yeah.
So you think they go 7 games without Wembanyama?
So I think that it'll be Trailblazers win the next 2 games at home.
Okay.
If Wembanyama doesn't play, this is all speculation on if Wembanyama.
Because we don't know whether or not he's passed already or.
Trailblazers are good at home. They take the first 2 games at home.
Okay.
They go back to San Antonio. San Antonio knows they need to win that game. They take it.
Okay.
Pretty close. Probably win by 5. Now you're going back to Portland.
Okay.
Portland's taking that game. They know that they have to win. They don't want to go back to San Antonio.
So if they go back to San Antonio and Wembanyama is able to come back by the time they get back to San Antonio, that improves. You're saying that improves the Spurs' chances of really taking the series and then maybe even potentially winning the NBA championship.
So let's say that the Spurs get Wembanyama back in Game 5.
Okay.
They win in San Antonio by a blowout. I'm 95% confident in that. And then they go to back to Portland, Game 6. They take that game. They're going to take an away game if they have Wembanyama. And then they go back to San Antonio for Game 7. They're also winning that game. There's no shot that they lose that, not with all the adversity that they just came out of.
Okay.
And then they play either the Lakers or the Rockets.
Okay.
In the second series, they're going to blow whoever they play unless Luka and Austin Reeves are healthy, which I don't
see them being healthy by the second round.
They've been really wishy-washy with that. And then Wembanyama's back to full strength after that series, and they play the Thunder. I think that they go to the finals. But it's all dependent on whether Wembanyama plays. If I'm the Thunder, I'm excited right now. Because, I mean, you're going to have a breeze to the finals.
Really?
Yeah, because, I mean, you look at it. You have the Nuggets or Timberwolves in round 2.
Okay.
I don't know if you watched. Did you watch the Suns game last night?
Dude, those games come on at like 10, 11 o'clock. I'm not staying up that late.
Devin Booker got called for a technical foul because they didn't blow the whistle right away on a bump foul.
Okay.
And he went out of bounds and tried to save the ball and threw it off another player and got a technical foul for it. And then they called an offensive foul on it for an unrestricted movement where he pump faked, got Caruso to bite, and then put it up. And then Shai Gilgeous-Alexander went the other way, did the same thing, and got 2 free throws. Well, so Devin Booker went off on the refs.
Well, he's the new free throw merchant.
He's always been the free throw merchant, man.
No, yeah, but before him, it was James Harden. But now, this generation's free throw merchant is Shai Gilgeous, which is a little annoying.
But the only argument, and I know we're coming a little off topic right now, but the only thing with James Harden was he was so good offensively. They couldn't stop him, so free throw merchant on him was a whole different atmosphere because he was a scorer from half court.
Yeah.
I mean, he could shoot it from half court, so you had to guard him a different way, and he was taking advantage of it. Okay. Now, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he's not, I don't think, as much of a scorer as James Harden, and he abuses the rules and gets things called for him that other players don't get, which is what I think is unfair. Okay. Going back to Wembanyama, I really think that they need him back by Game 4. Okay. They need him back by, I think they play, tomorrow?
Yeah,
which is Friday.
Either tonight or tomorrow night.
They play tomorrow night, Friday, and then they'll play again Sunday.
Okay.
I'm 90% certain of that. Let me make sure.
Yeah. So, with that being said, if they make it to the second round, who do you think they face, or who do you think they have the best chance of facing, either the Lakers or the Rockets?
Lakers. I mean, LeBron has looked like he's been on a different... dude, I mean, he looks like prime, Miami Heat LeBron James right now.
So,
and Luke Kennard's shooting the lights out.
So yeah, the Spurs and the Trailblazers play Game 3 tomorrow night at 10:30 on
Portland.
Prime.
In Portland, yes. On Prime, not sponsored.
Yeah, no, just so everyone knows where. If you want to watch the game, you know where it's at. But so yeah, tomorrow night will be Game 3. Do you think they take Game 3 if Wembanyama is not back?
I think they take Game 3 no matter what.
Oh, even if Wembanyama is back, you think they take Game 3?
I do.
Okay, so what do you think the Spurs, what do you think the Trailblazers strategy needs to be going forward with Wembanyama out?
The strategy is clear. I mean, you give the ball to Donovan Clingan, bang it under, you get Luke Cornett in foul trouble, and then you really don't have a big man after that. Defensively, you stop De'Aaron Fox.
Okay.
If you stop him, you stop a lot of their offense, and you force everything inside. If you can get them from shooting... Like, the only way the Spurs stay in this game is if they shoot a ton of threes, right? Okay. Because they shoot at like a 40% clip. Okay. From 3.
That's the Spurs or the Trailblazers?
Spurs. Okay. Spurs shoot at about a 40% clip from 3. If you stop them from shooting a huge number of threes, I think you win the game. Okay. So, basically, keep them from draining threes and then shut down De'Aaron Fox and then take your offense and you bang it inside. Bang it inside. Okay. Denny Avdia is disgusting. Just give him the ball and let him facilitate, man. Okay.
So that's got to be the Spurs strategy, not the Spurs strategy, but that's got to be the Trailblazers strategy going forward with Wembanyama out. But even if he comes back, what do you think the strategy is? Do you go back to trying to shut down Wembanyama?
Yeah, I mean, it obviously worked a little. I mean, it hasn't really worked. 35 points in Game 1. I don't really think there's a strategy that lets you, play Wembanyama straight up. So... I think you find their weakest shooter on the floor and you double Wembanyama from there and you use backside help and just rotate a lot.
You try and force the Spurs to have their second best player beat you.
Yes,
essentially.
and the biggest thing is the rebounding. If you beat them in the rebounding battle, you might win the game.
Well, typically teams who can win the battle on the boards typically can probably win the game.
Right.
Yeah.
And, you're going to need that to happen as the Trailblazers.
Yeah. Well, that's your update on the playoffs and Wembanyama. I'm not quite sure if he's going to be back for Game 3 because he entered concussion protocol Tuesday night. Yeah, so whether or not the 48 hours is up and he's passed the testing is a totally different situation. We're still waiting to hear back on that. But make sure you guys stay right here because next we got the Ohtani rule because it's caused a little controversy, probably starting around playoff time last year, and now it's trickling down into this season with the Cubs manager. But we got that coming up after the break, so make sure you guys stay right here. And we are back. You guys are listening to Between the Lines on Hawk Radio, the official radio station of Hillsborough College. Now, the Ohtani rule. If you don't know what it is, the Ohtani rule says that if a starting pitcher is also in the lineup as a designated hitter, then that player can remain as a DH even if he is removed as a pitcher. In the past, if the starting pitcher in the AL, the American League, was also in the lineup as the DH, the AL was also in the lineup, the DH was forfeited, and his spot in the order was occupied by the relief pitcher when he left the game. Yeah. So that's basically what the Ohtani rule is. Now, for those who don't know, a MLB team's allowed to carry a limit of 13 pitchers on a 26-man roster. The Dodgers are carrying technically more than 13 pitchers. They're carrying 14 because, again, Ohtani counts as a pitcher and a hitter. So Ohtani's position doesn't count against the 13-pitcher limit. So the question is, do you think there should be some change to the Ohtani rule, or do you think there should be some update to it?
So I think there should definitely be some update. I think that having him still be a DH and not pulling him from the lineup, even though he'll come out of the game as a pitcher, is okay. I think that that's very, very unicornish in the way that we haven't seen many players be able to be so good on the pitching level and batting that they can do that. So I think that that's completely valid.
Okay.
However, that provides an extreme advantage to the Dodgers franchise because now they can
technically carry 14
pitchers. So I think that Ohtani has to be designated as one of those 13 pitchers.
Okay.
I do.
So with that being said, this is what the Cubs manager, Craig Counsell, said about the Ohtani rule. He says he's never understood the Ohtani rule. He said it's a rule to help the offense more than anything. If you ask me, Counsell said in a pregame session with the media, and then there's one team that's allowed to carry basically one of both, and he gets special consideration, which is probably the most bizarre rule for one team. Obviously, this kind of came up a little bit during the playoffs last season when they were playing the Blue Jays, because obviously he'd lead off, and then he'd have to go pitch. And the umpires would give him a little leeway with how long it took him to warm up. Obviously, there was some jawing back and forth. The Blue Jays manager didn't appreciate that. They asked Dave Roberts about it after the game, and he goes, look, you haven't obviously seen a two-way player since Babe Ruth, and so you don't know how to really handle that situation where the batter's leading off, and then all of a sudden he's got to turn around and go to the mound and pitch, and vice versa. He just pitched, now he's got to turn around and go lead off and get ready. So they give him a little bit of a leeway of him to warm up, because you got to give a pitcher some time to warm up a little bit. So I can understand that. And for a player to be designated as a two-way player, he has to meet two criteria. He has to pitch at least 20 major league innings, and he has to start at least 20 major league games as a position player or a designated hitter with at least 3 plate appearances in each of those games. So that's basically roughly what the Ohtani rule is, and it was introduced in 2020, obviously 2 years after Ohtani debuted in the MLB.
So with my basic understanding, the Angels were still under this rule when Ohtani played, right?
Yeah, so because he came over in 2018, the rule was then introduced in 2020. So they would have had it for a good majority of when Ohtani was with the Angels.
Okay. So let me put this into your mind as this.
Okay.
No complaints came out when the Angels were bad.
Oh, no, yeah, because the Angels sucked.
But now that the Dodgers are good, it's coming out. So I think that that's an unfair consideration. I think that the biggest thing is what you and I talked about a couple episodes ago about the cap.
Yeah.
The salary cap is the big problem.
Yeah.
The Dodgers are so good, you can't pinpoint one player and say Ohtani's giving them an unfair advantage, right? Because if he was on, let's say, the White Sox, no one's going to talk about it because no one cares because they're not good. But now that the Dodgers are good, now it's all of a sudden,
that they've been good for the last couple years.
This is an unfair advantage, but you guys never said anything when the Angels. So keep it consistent, right?
Yeah, and then
you can't do that just because he's on a good team.
And then he brings it up a couple days before he goes that they're supposed to go and play the Dodgers and face Ohtani and the Dodgers. So he's like, okay, are you really mad that the Dodgers are able to carry 14 pitchers and he's able to go and do both?
Right.
Or are you more mad that the fact that he is successful and the Dodgers are successful and he just happens to be on that team?
Yeah, I think that's what the anger is coming out of because they just picked up Kyle Tucker.
Yep.
And, they got some big acquisitions again and the biggest free agent. And I think that the whole league's just frustrated with the salary cap more than anything. You can't take it out on a single player, though.
No, yeah. But then
Ohtani's not beating you as a single player.
No, but then also the last 2 seasons he hasn't pitched. I think that was at the back of people's minds. They didn't really think about it too much. And this is full year, really going to be healthy pitching, hopefully. Knock on wood. And so, and obviously in his first couple games, I think he's 4 starts in now. He has an ERA under 1. I think he has a 38 ERA. And he has probably 20, 30 strikeouts now in 4 games.
Okay.
And he's gone about 6 innings in almost every game.
Yeah.
And so now people are really starting to talk about, oh, it's unfair, this and that. And I'm like, okay, what's your real grief with Ohtani pitching and hitting and the fact that Dodgers are carrying 14 pitchers? Is it really with him or is it with the team?
Right. And I think it's really with the team. I don't think it has anything to do with Ohtani. It's just we've never seen a player like this. In the modern age of baseball, and people are mad that he's so good on both ends of the ball.
Yeah.
And you can't really, make a crucified rule because of that. You can't tell him that he can't pitch and hit.
Yeah.
You haven't had any other players like that.
Yeah.
So I think that maybe the best way to do this is that the Dodgers have to designate him as a pitcher, so they only get 13. He can still be that DH position as well.
Yeah.
So he can still hit the whole game.
You should think he should count against the Dodgers' 13 pitchers rather than them being allowed to carry 14.
Absolutely, because he's starting on a consistent basis.
Now he is, yeah.
Yeah, he's starting on a consistent basis, so he's in the lineup consistently.
Yeah, he's part of the rotation because they got Yamamoto, Roki Sasaki, Ohtani. They got Blake Trinan when he's healthy, Blake Snell. So they got a deep rotation.
Yeah.
So adding him to that, and now he's back fully healthy, so he's a consistent member of that rotation.
Yeah, and I don't think he gave up a run or he had like under a 1 ERA.
He gave up a run, but it was an unearned run. He gave up one unearned run.
Yeah, right. So I mean, he's at a 0 ERA.
He's at a 0.38 ERA through 4 games.
So that's disgusting. Like that's one of your pitchers.
Dude, did you see what he did last night?
Yeah.
Dude, my man went 6 scoreless innings with 7 strikeouts.
Yeah.
And they still lost the game, but so yeah, he's just been on a tear this season so far as a pitcher. But I don't think it's fair to just call out Ohtani saying, "Oh, he's the reason that the Dodgers have an unfair advantage against any other team they're playing."
Right.
Because they obviously last night they showed that you can still beat him and the Dodgers with him on the mound. So
yeah, I don't know. I don't think that you can completely dictate the fact that Ohtani is the reason the Dodgers are so successful.
So
they
do you
have
think
Mookie Betts?
He's not even, and he's not even there right now because Mookie Betts is on IL.
Man, you have the Dodgers are just too stacked. There's another rule that needs to be implemented, not the Ohtani rule. That's not the problem.
Yeah. So seeing as how the Dodgers are going to face the Cubs up here soon, do you think the Dodgers take this as motivation to go and beat the Cubs?
I would start Ohtani and have him shell them for 9 innings.
Dude,
throw
that'd be
a perfect
crazy.
game.
That'd be crazy.
Throw a perfect game.
Which he hasn't done yet. Could you imagine if he throws a complete perfect game?
That'd be hilarious. I would find that
Cubs?
so funny. Like,
I would die
of
laughter.
Like
slap in the face.
Yeah, 100%.
Dude, I would love to see that. That's just another accolade he can just add to his shelf. Like, oh, I did that already.
Yeah.
What else
the Cubs that just spoke out against him.
Yeah, what else does he have to accomplish at that point?
Right.
Just a Cy Young. But he'll probably, if he keeps this track and he continues down this path that he's on right now, you can't say he can't win the Cy Young.
No,
Cy Young.
No, I think he will.
So, but that is going to be some of the most. Man, I'm hoping it's lopsided, but also not lopsided at the same time because I want Ohtani to make them eat their words, put their foot in their mouths. But at the same time, the way they've been playing the last couple games, I don't know if the Dodgers can do it. I mean, because if you've seen their relievers haven't really played well. They've given off a couple runs. They just got beat in the series against Colorado, I think 2-1. And then right now they're 2 in the hole against San Francisco with great pitching from Ohtani and Yamamoto.
In the first 5 innings.
The offense can't do anything for them. The relievers who are coming out of the bullpen aren't doing anything.
Dude, it's like the Phillies.
Dog.
8-game losing streak.
Let's just hope it doesn't get to that point.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they can right the ship against the Cubs and make the Cubs manager eat his words for what he said and prove that it's just not Ohtani who can go out and whip yo behind up and down this dang diamond. Just saying.
Me too. No, I agree.
But that's the Ohtani rule. I don't see a problem with it. I don't think it's a problem with the Ohtani rule in general. I think it's just the fact that the Dodgers are so good and just happens to be on that team succeeding.
Yeah. No, I think so. I think the same thing. I agree on that.
So, but we're gonna leave that behind. But now we got a little bit of trivia coming up. We're gonna see how much sports knowledge is in Gray's brain. He's chugging back an energy drink. What energy drink you drinking?
I got the iced vanilla berry Red Bull. Best flavor by far.
We're going to see if that can help him a little bit. He looking a little perky today.
We'll see if I'm a fraud.
Well, we hope so, because he called me a fraud a couple weeks ago.
Korea beat... how much did they lose by?
We don't need to talk about that.
Yeah.
The whole thing is we're going to make you eat your words, and we're going to make you a fraud today. That's what we're getting at.
Hey, I called Michigan winning, so...
Either way, we'll be right back after this break. Make sure you guys stay right here for some trivia. And we are back. You guys are listening to Between the Lines on Hawk Radio, the official radio station of Hillsborough College. Now, I said at the beginning of the show, we're going to get into some trivia. We about to get into some trivia and test Gray's sports knowledge. He's knocking back that Red Bull. He
Sounds
looking
good.
perky. He looking ready. So here's the first question. You ready?
I'm ready.
You sure?
I'm ready.
You don't look ready.
I'm pretty ready.
Okay, don't hit me with the chair. Don't crash out again. What team was Kobe Bryant drafted by before joining the Lakers?
Charlotte Hornets.
All right. Who scored 100 points in a single NBA game?
Will Chamberlain.
Those are your first two. Now, we want to switch over to some football.
All right.
You ready?
Yeah.
Who was the first player to rush for 2,000 yards in an NFL season?
Derrick Henry.
Nope.
Oh, man.
Nope.
Adrian Peterson.
Nope. Oh, we got him.
What's the year?
I couldn't even tell you the year. I probably should have looked that one up, huh?
Oldie.
Very old. Oh.
Barry Sanders.
Nope.
I have no idea.
All right. You want a hint? I'll give you a hint.
Yeah.
Famous murder trial.
O.J. Simpson?
Yep.
All
O.J.
right.
Simpson's the
Would've
first
never
player.
gotten that.
I don't think anyone would. Anyone would have,
never
unless
gotten
you were like back in the day watching him. So he's more known for if the glove don't fit, you must have quit.
Yep.
There you go. All right. What city hosted the very first Super Bowl?
Oh, boy. Is it one of the classic ones nowadays?
What do you determine classic?
Like they've hosted it in the recent future.
Yeah, they've hosted in the last couple years.
New Orleans?
Nope. Nope.
Give me like East, West.
West Coast.
Okay. Los Angeles.
Yep. Los Angeles in 1967.
I should have known that.
All right. Who was the youngest player to score in a World Cup? Ooh. I don't think you know this one.
Yamini Lamal.
I don't even know who that is, but no.
No?
Nope. Ooh.
It's not Messi.
Nope. He's brow spraying, guys. He's struggling over here.
Oh,
He's struggling
boy.
over here. He's sweating.
I'm
He's
not very
sweating
good
that
at
Red Bull.
soccer.
He's sweating that Red Bull out now.
Oh.
Ooh, I got him. I got him.
It wasn't Yamal
Nope.
that played for FC Barcelona?
Nope. Nope.
It's definitely not Ronaldo.
Nope.
Oh, I have no idea.
You want the answer?
Yeah.
Pele, 1958.
Yeah, okay.
Youngest player to score in a World Cup. All right. So that was your one soccer one.
Thank God, man.
One soccer one for the day. You don't like soccer?
I love soccer. I just don't watch enough of it to know, like...
The only reason I know who Pele is because of the movie Pele.
Okay.
That came out a couple years ago.
Thanks for being honest.
Dude, I don't watch soccer unless the World Cup's around, and even then, it's pretty much the female USA team that I watch. That's about it. The men's team is not good at all.
Yeah.
So, who has the most career strikeouts as a pitcher? Ooh. He's struggling. He's scratching what fake beard he got.
Is it under 2,000?
Like before the 2000s?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so. I don't think he pitched in the 2000s.
Okay. Then I wouldn't know.
Nolan Ryan.
Okay. I should have...
Astros, Nolan Ryan.
No, that's one that I probably should have known.
Yeah, he's probably one of the names.
You know who I was thinking?
Who?
But then I was like, oh, he definitely... he got the UCL surgery. Jacob deGrom was on fire for a while.
Nah, I think and don't quote me on this. I think the second to Nolan Ryan is probably like Roger Clemens. Yeah, is who I would think. Yeah. Him or the actual guy the award's named after is Cy Young.
Okay,
those are probably the top three I think in strikeouts. All right, who has the most career MLB hits?
Babe Ruth.
Nope. You would think, but no, it's not Babe Ruth.
Jackie Robinson.
Nope. You think that because we just had Jackie Robinson Day. It ain't Jackie Robinson.
Yeah, I thought you were going to try to trip me up.
Nope.
Bonds.
Nope. He has the most career home runs.
Damn.
Not with 700 something, but not career hits.
Clemente.
Nope.
I don't know.
Pete Rose.
No way, dude.
Pete Rose has the most career hits in MLB history.
I gave some four good names.
And I want to say he has like 3,500 something career hits in MLB. So and there's not a lot of players who get to 3,000 something hits.
Yeah. I gave it four good shots.
But Pete Rose is number one. I can understand why you don't hear that because MLB doesn't talk about it a lot.
No, ever.
Because of the whole gambling thing and whatever.
Yeah.
But Pete Rose is the hit king. No one has yet passed him. All right. Who is the first freshman player to win the Naismith Player of the Year?
Naismith Player of the Year.
College basketball. I'll
Yeah,
give you
yeah,
that.
no, I know it's
Okay.
college basketball.
Okay.
I know who Aaron Naismith is. Don't worry.
I don't know who he is. I just know the name of the award, okay? Ooh.
Naismith Player of the Year.
He's struggling.
I'm trying to think way back.
Ooh, he's struggling, guys. He's looking off in the distance. He's trying to call to his ancestors.
Well, I know it's not Kobe or LeBron because they didn't go to college.
Nope.
Was it Michael Jordan?
No, it is not.
He wasn't that good at you. I mean, he was
Not his
good at
freshman year,
UNC.
no.
What college?
I couldn't tell you the college. I can tell you what NBA team he played for.
Yeah.
OKC.
Was it Russell Westbrook?
Nope.
Oh. Was it Carmelo Anthony?
Nope.
Oh man.
Dog. This one's actually pretty obvious
Is it
after
obvious?
I said OKC.
It's obvious?
Yes.
Well, it wasn't Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant.
Was it really?
First freshman
At
player
Texas?
to win Naismith Player of the Year.
At Texas.
Yep.
But Carmelo whooped them.
Hey, he was the
Oh
first
no,
freshman.
Carmelo didn't play this. Never mind.
Which team has the most national titles? College football.
College football.
Yep.
Dude, I want to say the obvious, but I don't
Who
think it is.
do you think's the obvious?
Alabama's
Yep,
obvious.
Alabama.
It is Alabama. Okay.
Yep. All right, last one. What school hosted the Fab Five?
The Fab Five.
Yep.
Oh my God.
We're going back a little bit.
Yeah, no. I know.
You got
Oh my
1
God.
minute.
It's not Big East, is it?
Nope. You got 1 minute.
Oh. Fab Five. It was Michigan.
Michigan.
Yep,
There you go.
okay.
Fab Five. 1991, if I
Yeah,
remember
okay,
correctly. It was
okay.
Michigan. All right, so that was trivia. The only ones you got wrong were Nolan Ryan, Pete Rose, and Pele.
7 out of 10. I'm not mad at that.
Not too bad, not too bad. I guess you can keep your valid badge or whatever you want to call it. I guess he's still valid, unfortunately, guys. Anyways, that's going to be us for today. We got to step out from between the lines and go home and sleep. My pillow misses me. I don't know about you.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Anyways, that's the show for today, guys. We love you. Much peace, much love. We out.